In this screencast, I'm going to walk you through how to set up your ePortfolio for the didactic program in dietetics, specifically for submitting in DN 492. There's a variety of ways to get to the ePortfolio, so I'm going to walk you through one that maybe has a few more steps, but that you can get to from our course content website that we've talked about. So if you go to our main course content website for DN 492 and click under the assignments link, under that assignment submission section is where you can then click to get to the course portfolio that actually allows you to submit for grading and where the portfolio template is. Again, you can get to this from some different ways, but hopefully this is fairly straightforward. So on this, once you're in this ePortfolio, if you click on the ePortfolios tab, it will show you the templates that have been set up in this class. So for this one, you see the top choice is the UAA Dietetics DPD ePortfolio template. So you can choose to create an ePortfolio from that template. I'm just going to click on that, and then you title your ePortfolio. You can change this name later, so no problem if you're not sure exactly what you want to call it. I'm just going to call it Sample DPD ePortfolio for now to walk you through this we can use the selected templates theme for now, or we can uncheck that and customize your style. That's something you can also do later. I want you to keep the sections of the template as is, but you certainly are welcome to personalize it with your own theme, your own look and feel, and I would encourage you to do that as you're able to. But for now, I'll just use the theme that's there. This permissions section is extremely important. So you can choose private to me, private within the university, or public. For this purpose, I would highly recommend you do private to you, but then under the custom permissions, you can add someone else to that. Later on, you can make it more available, but for the time being, I think you want it private to you because you don't want assignments that you're posting and things like that to be visible to others in the class. So under the additional permissions, you can search for someone. So for example, you can search for me as the instructor for the course and choose, make sure to choose me. My husband is in that as well. So choose me as a viewer for the content. So again, that custom permissions is very important there and can be changed later. Under tagging, you can make your choices. I typically just say don't allow tags, particularly for this type of ePortfolio. Again, under comments, you can choose, I tend to say no one unless there's a reason to have comments there. And then just we can choose to not show comments to viewers, and conversations I tend to not enable either. Again, there may be other portfolios that you have a purpose to do that. So once you've set those, you click Create New Portfolio, and it will basically make a copy of that template that now becomes your own. So now this is your portfolio. You can see here where I titled mine Sample DPD ePortfolio. So that's where whatever you call your portfolio will show up. Now from here, you can make whatever changes you would like under the Settings tab. So if I go under the Portfolio Tools on the top, and the first section is Settings, this is where you can go back to the screen we just saw if you choose later to change the theme, or you decide that it's at a point you want to share with someone else, which may not be appropriate for this particular portfolio, but just to show you those options. I'm going to click back to talk a little bit about the pieces that you will want to do for DN 492. So this home page that has the instructions for this class, you can delete this page when you're ready to. And I'll show you some of those ways to do those specific things separately. You will want to include your personal statement. This is something that may evolve over the year before you submit your final ePortfolio in the spring semester. But for the fall semester, I would like you to have a personal statement that you're working on here. The resume link, you'll want to upload a resume here. You can do that in a PDF format where it can be viewed on the screen and or downloaded. Diplomas and certificates, this is where you will put your Serve Safe certificate. That has to be done by the end of spring semester, but if you have time to do that Serve Safe in fall semester, that would be great. That's a required part of the ePortfolio for DN 492. Then Ascend Core Knowledge. This is where we will really work in the spring. So here on the left, you'll see all of the KRDs, or knowledge requirements for dietitians. This is where you will be adding your reflections as well as samples of assignments or work or projects that show how you have learned each of these core competencies and knowledge requirements. So that area we will work on in the spring. The involvement tab is where you can put other types of things you've been involved in, maybe community service activities, professional organizations that you belong to, any type of leadership positions, those other sorts of things. And I apologize, the first, I clicked on the home screen initially and said, delete that. That's actually where you will want to put your welcome page. The instructions is the page that you can delete when you're ready. And you might want to just wait till the end before you delete this. But this describes the requirements for the ePortfolio and has the matrix that outlines each of the elements required in the portfolio. So this is an example of how I have embedded a PDF document that you can read on the screen. You can also download and print. So this actually is important for you to look at to see the requirements of the ePortfolio. So this is just a quick overview of the requirements for DN 492. I'm going to record for you a separate screencast that shows a little bit more of the nuts and bolts of adding different elements to your portfolio.